Hello everybody, the Nameless Narcissist here once again, a simple man diagnosed with NPD, giving you the facts on narcissistic personality disorder and things that go on in my head. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, but keep in mind, I'm no clinician, I can only speak to my own experiences. So, some of you may have seen that I am going through a breakup right now, which is fun, right? But more pertinently, because of some things that were said during the breakup, it just made me keep thinking about the things I've been kind of stuck in recently. And this will be the last of my self-flagellating self-reflection as looking at the past, because I'm realizing that it's not doing me any favors. It's in the past. I need to focus on who I am now and who I'm going to be. But she mentioned something that I don't even remember. We dated the first time like about 2 years ago, I want to say, a year and a half. And apparently during that, I unprompted put my hand on her throat, not like hard or anything, and looked her in the eye and said, "I could kill you right now," and then just went back to doing whatever the fuck I was doing, probably drinking. And that got me thinking more about how desperately I wanted people to fear me and why I wanted that and how deep it went. So I've been asking quite a few of my friends like how I used to be, and Jesus Christ, I'll be real, it's probably a miracle that I have anybody left. I think the reason that I did things like that, specifically that instance, is because of how bad of a person I feel inside. And I feel like people can't know me unless they see how bad I am, which I think there's a gratification and vulnerability in admitting that I am bad in that way. And people, like, I asked quite a few people, and like the stories that were told, it was so normal to me back then that like half of them I don't remember. I remember very vaguely. Like apparently my one friend who's trans dyed their hair like a more feminine color, like purple or some shit, which I don't agree with dyeing your hair. I think that looks stupid. No, I'm joking. But apparently I like punched them in the arm when that happened, because I was like, a fucking fascist back then. And I was like a long-term friend too. And then like people were like freaked out. Apparently it was a pretty hard punch. I barely even remember it. Goddamn, they were also talking about some of the masochistic shit that I would do, which I didn't even remember. I guess sadism can't even exist without masochism. Like there was like this, one of my friends had like this pen that would like, it was effectively a taser, right? It'd like shock you and stuff, not super hard, but apparently like I wouldn't give it back because I just kept putting it like up to my neck and things like that. And like people were like, Jesus fucking Christ, I wanted stimulations, that's so bad. Or like, apparently like my best friend wanted to cut me out for a while and was too afraid to, because he thought I'd like come after him and beat him up or some shit, which is pretty wild conceptually. I guess looking back on how I was, like that's not completely out of picture. I really just expected people to be loyal to me and understand that they had nothing to fear as long as like they were loyal to me. And I'm gratified by the fear, right? To some degree. It makes me feel, well, one, validated, and two, just like respected. Because I think to me, respect and fear are so intertwined. There's barely a difference between them. And the only way to get respect is through fear. You'd think I'd care a little bit more about what people thought of me back then. Well, that's the thing, is that like I thought I was like a good friend because I always go to bat for them too. My aggression would be taken out on the people that wronged them. I didn't even consider that people were going to like react to me like being aggressive towards people that I felt like wronged them or wronged me. Felt like justice. And it did feel good, I guess. It's funny, I didn't even consider sadism and vengeance were like tied together to me. Those felt like to me, sadism to me is doing it unprovoked, which in fairness, I guess a lot of those instances, they didn't actually deserve it. But to me, sadism is going out of your way to kill a cat or something, not reacting and inflicting, in my mind, justice. And my friend thought it was very interesting that I didn't even tie those things together. It made me realize that I really didn't have friends back then. It's funny, because I always felt alone, and like nobody cared about me. And my friend pointed out how irritating it was for them to watch me always insist that nobody cared about me while I batted people away that tried to care about me left and right. But it does make me wonder is that like, was anybody around because they did care about me or because they feared me? I don't even know how to feel about it. There's such a mix of like pleasure and I guess regret tied into it. Like ostensibly, I should be more or less happy that I was so feared. I want to point out that not a lot of these things are not normal narcissistic stuff. Most people with NPD probably wouldn't be as aggressive as I was. I mean, a lot of you might disagree because I feel like if you're here, you probably went through a particularly bad one with people more on the malignant side, so. And I guess I felt like that if I wasn't in control, that people would leave me probably. Or that people would hurt me, probably more accurately. But I guess leaving me is the same as hurting me, isn't it? Like, there's some things that I did back then that people reminded me of, and I don't even want to say them just because they're fucking... Jesus Christ. I'll probably say them someday, but, like, to me, it's a new fucking trauma because I didn't even remember that it was a thing. This is not the thing I wanted to be wrestling with. Following a breakup. It's like, I'm different now. I'm fucking different now. Swear to God, I am different now. Where am I? I don't know. I'm still gratified by the fact that people feared me, I guess. I still am gratified by being one of the, like, a more extreme case of narcissism. Which, man, I feel fucking... The Skidmore kids really were, like, fucked up. We got a sociopath and a malignant narcissist just running around causing shit. I didn't even remember, like, that I, like, pulled a knife on somebody a handful of times. I didn't even fucking remember that. It was just so much of a benign moment. It'd be funny because I'd have these fucking meltdowns constantly, and then it'd be over. I'd be like, why is everybody acting so weird? Because it was over. It was over. Like, why would they still be upset? It was resolved. And I just can't get out of my head how, like, it was just one instance. And this is, I think, I can't even connect whatever fucking emotion it is. Like, probably just shame. It's all fucking shame. Everything's fucking shame. That, like, one of my friends, like, parents reached out to me when we were leaving for college, and they knew that my home life was fucked up, so they offered to let me stay with them until I graduated. And I thought she was fucking pitying me. I didn't want to be a fucking charity case. And I fucking hurt her son a lot. I don't know why that almost bothers me more. People's parents hating me. I think it's that you gotta do a fucking lot to get parents that hate a goddamn, effectively a child. It's like, how the fuck was I supposed to interact with the world? To me, abuse is love. You don't abuse somebody if you don't care about them. That's toxic as shit. Jesus, I shouldn't have said that. I practically begged people to abuse me. I wanted people to stand up to me. I want somebody to fucking look at me, say that I was a monster, and they didn't fear me, but they still cared about me despite me being a monster. That's really what it was, isn't it? People tell me that I'm a good person. I'm like, you're fucking full of shit. If they say that I'm a monster and they still care about me, then like they actually know me. It just all runs out. It's just got all going around my mind right now. Meltdown after meltdown, rage, like physical violence, threats, smear campaigns, social isolation. That would be my favorite thing to do because, like, I knew that loneliness was the most intolerable thing to me, so I'd make sure that some people who wronged me had nobody. And it's so funny because of the resentment that I treated people that like got sick of my bullshit. I was like, I gave them everything. They wouldn't even have the friends that they do if it weren't for me, which is true. Which is true. And it's been pointed out to me before. And this still doesn't even resonate with me. I know it's true. But like somebody pointed out, it's like, you know, you're not you introduced us, but you're not the reason that we're friends because it's us that made the decision to go into that. I don't give a shit though. Okay, when I say this, I'm speaking from narc brain. But it's like, I don't give a shit about that. They wouldn't be friends if it weren't for me, right? They wouldn't have met if it weren't for me. They all feel so ungrateful. Yeah, I used to call them ingrates all the time. That was my favorite word there for a while. Ingrates and traitors. Everywhere because I was so fucking paranoid. I guess I still am. It's funny because like the one like paranoid trait that people usually bring up is like infidelity. That's like the only one I have never been worried about. I've never been worried about a girl cheating on me, but then again, did I even care about them? I probably just wanted them for status, or more accurately to prove to myself that I could. Like Audrey. Who rejected me. I needed to prove myself that I was better than her. Broke up with her right before prom. Took her virginity too. There really was no love in my life. Jesus Christ. I tried really hard. I tried really fucking hard. Late high school and college got really bad because that's when I started getting into drugs. That was probably, for a little bit at least. My stint with drugs wasn't that long. It was only like 6 months. Fucking anger didn't stop though. The shame didn't stop. The need to be on top didn't stop. Which is interesting. What's really unfortunate about having this primal aggression linked with hierarchical thinking is that then the only way to get to the top is through regression. Oh, my little army ants. Because I didn't have friends, I just had cohorts. And I wanted it that way. And then I'd be all shocked when people would leave me or say that they were scared of me. I guess I didn't want them to fear me. I wanted them to view me as somebody who should be feared. Does that make sense? Or under certain circumstances is worthy of being feared. No wonder I was so fucking lonely. No wonder I am lonely. And I look back on that and I think, how much really have I changed? It scares me. I still rage at her now and then. I'm still very prone to anger. I haven't had like a full blown what I would call a narcissistic rage in a while. Like when I completely lose control. I still rage though. And another thing is that like it makes me think that like so many narcissists I know weren't this bad. They weren't committing crimes and assaulting people. That's what it makes me think, is it my disorder or is it just me? Maybe I have the disorder and it is just me. What if it's just me? And that's probably the disorder talking to some degree. I'm trying to think how aware I was. I knew I was lonely back then. I'm trying to think of how aware I was of just like how worthless I was. I'm pretty sure I had pretty good awareness of that. Like the self-hate. I don't know. I can definitely say I have regrets. I can't tell what I'm feeling. Shame, guilt, remorse. Doubt it's remorse. Because it's so me-focused. It's me being aghast at myself. So I guess that's shame. Or just a vague sadness. Sadness over who I used to be. And then an ugly pride just fucking haunting me in the corner. I don't know. Take your fucking meds, everybody.